So let me first introduce myself. My name is Emily. I'm now in charge of undergraduate recruitment and admissions. But another very important aspect of who I am is I graduated here in an undergraduate program many years ago. My major is management, and so I joined when the university is very new. I really have a lot of good time, learn a lot, make a lot of new friends, really changed my life. And later I also found my passion, what I want to do in my career, and decided to become a professor and come back to HKUST. So after graduating from the business school, I worked first at the bank for a couple of years. So you don't need to be a finance major to work in the bank. You can be study any major thing. And then I went to UCLA for my PhD, and I come back 20 years ago. I joined the business school as a faculty member. I was in charge for the global business program for a while as the associate dean. So now I'm really happy to have a wider platform to introduce HKUST to students from Hong Kong and from around the world to join us. This is really a great place. So before I start to introduce more information about JUPAS admission, good news for all of you, those who are looking to come to HKUST from 2026 onward. You see our beautiful campus, right? This is one of the biggest assets. All of the new students will have 1 year of guaranteed student housing starting from next year. So even if you live just next door, you will have the first year student housing, because we believe that student life, campus life is integral part of your college experience. You are going to make a lot of friends and join a lot of activities other than going to classes during the day. All right, so you should all have the JUPAS brochure. Well, I'll cover some information, and you can later on refer to the brochure for details, score, calculation, formula, and so forth. And if you don't have the physical brochure, you can scan the QR code, and we have all the information on our website as well. All right, so we still have more talks after this talk if you want to go to the other talk after this one. This one, I'm not sure whether you've already seen the booth. We have a very nice, cute plushie toy souvenir prepared for you. If you haven't got the stamp card, make sure you can do a few tasks. You can visit our booth, startup booth or pre-university program booth on the atrium, and visit one of the student society booths, and then you can get one of the brown box, which is very nice plushie. Okay. All right, HKUST. Okay. We are known for very interdisciplinary, very good with tech, business education, interdisciplinary. We have an innovation. We have a very innovative academic framework called the extended major. So this is very interesting because students, as different trends emerge, people might be interested to study different major, but there are also tools, knowledge that's very applicable regardless of which major you are. So this framework allows you to, for students with different major, you can add on to an extended major in some very practical emerging knowledge, like AI, like digital media and creative arts. And for 2026, we're going to have a new one called sustainability. So whether you're studying civil engineering, finance, physics, you can add on to the extended major onto your major. So one of the first ones that we launched, so we already have this framework since 2021, and we first launched the extended major in AI that I think many of you may have heard of. After we do the AI, now different universities may all have new AI programs, but we are the first to launch it in 2021, and we are in data science and AI, we are ranked #1 in Hong Kong and global top 20. So we have deep expertise, we have faculty team that's very good in this area, and so if you're interested in applying AI, for now we already have over 1,000 students. Whether you're coming from different major, mathematics, finance, economics, electronic engineering, you can add an extended major in AI, then you can learn how to apply these latest technology in your field. So most of our program will welcome students to add on the extended major, and so that you can have very cross-disciplinary knowledge, very hands-on, which will be very helpful for your career development after you graduate. Entrepreneurship and innovation. This is something that HKUST is really known at. We have a lot of entrepreneurial activities. If you just look at startups, we already have nurtured over 1,900 startups from our students and faculty and staff. And 10 of them are known as unicorns. Do you know what a unicorn is? So those startup new tech companies that are valued at over $1 billion. So we have 10 of those, and 17 of the startups have successful exits. What does it mean, exit? It doesn't mean that they close down. They are either acquired or they are listed. They went through IPO. So together, this creates a lot of economic impact, and a lot of the students have the support to actually become their own boss after they graduate. Of course, not everybody wanted to found a company, so a lot of our graduates, of course, go on to either further study or to find work. HKUST graduates are very popular among employers. I talked to many of the employers. A lot of the large corporations, they will have a graduate trainee program. Oftentimes, if they have 10 spots, okay, they will hire 8, 9 from HKUST. They really love our students. Our students, most of them, almost everybody will have internship before they graduate. Many of them have more than 2 internships. Later, we'll have, I invite an alumni to share. She has 6 internships before she graduated. So there's a lot of support and atmosphere for students to really develop their career interests and get some hands-on experience before they graduate. And graduates, and you work in different sectors. You might think, okay, our name, HKUST, so everybody's is in tech or very hard science. Not necessarily. Of course, we have graduates who work in tech company, but also a lot in finance. And like I mentioned, you don't have to be a business major to work in finance. We actually, graduates from our different schools, if they have an interest, they are able to develop enough competitive knowledge and skills to get the job they want. So you can see there's a wide spectrum spanning from government, healthcare, consumer goods, and so forth. And wherever our students want to go, we'll help connect them with alumni and provide career guidance, interview practice, and so forth to help them get to where they want to be. So I mentioned some of the highlights. So employability is something we are very proud of. I mean, there are many different rankings, but this one, because this one is not based on faculty at all. This is purely based on, there's global survey that asks global employers, okay, which universities graduates would you like to hire? So we have consistently ranked top 30 in the world and top in Hong Kong for many years. So that's the global employability ranking. We are 3rd in the world in terms of young universities. We are very young. We will be celebrating our 35th anniversary coming up. So when I came, when I choose to come here, we don't have any ranking, but I was really impressed with the can-do spirit, a really aspiration to establish a top university here in Hong Kong. So I was the 4th batch when I joined HKUST. And impact ranking, I mentioned about the economic impacts in terms of the startup. We have a lot of impact in knowledge creation in our research, and a lot of society and community impact where we contribute to the development of the society. So this is things that we are very proud of. Of course, in terms of academic standing, we are also very good, consistently top 50 in the world, and in some areas like data science and AI, we are top 20 in the world. And we have many subjects that are top 50 by subject ranking. HKUST, one of the things that I feel that I really appreciated when I was a student and very jealous of my students now is the internationalization environment that we provide. I grew up in Hong Kong. We always say we are a global international city, but in my day-to-day life, I don't really have that much opportunity to interact with people from elsewhere. But at HKUST, just our undergraduate student body come from over 70 countries and regions in the world. We have very diverse faculty members. And so on a day-to-day learning environment, you're able to learn how to really work with and study with and work on projects with people with diverse cultural and academic background. This is very useful when you graduate, because I'm sure for all of you, your future is not going to be limited in one geographic location. You'll be working on global projects. You'll be working with colleagues, even if you're based in Hong Kong, colleagues who are from Singapore, from South Korea, from Japan, from North America, and so forth. So the learning experience here that you can be exposed to is very helpful for your future career development. So next, I will share a bit more about the JUPAS admission for 2026 intake, some updates. We are quite focused, so for applying to HKUST it's quite straightforward. We have 5 schools. So we have business, science, engineering, humanities and social science, and we have an interdisciplinary academy. So we are very focused. Whatever we do it well. So if you have any HKUST program you're interested in, all of them are good programs. They will be all good choices. It will be great for you to come. So we have 5 schools, and altogether 45 plus major. Why I said 45 plus? Because we have 45 major, but we also have an individualized interdisciplinary major, IIM. What does that mean? This is very innovative. This means that the student can design their own major. So we have a small number of students every year. They have their own idea of what kind of combination of courses and discipline to come together for the undergraduate study. And we will have a team of academic advisors to work with students to create their own curriculum and major. So 45 plus. And I mentioned the extended major. We have 3. AI, over 1,000 students already have done that. Digital media and creative arts is very interesting. I think a lot of the young people now, we all use photo, video editing, and these kind of things, animation, can be applied in many different areas, design work, and so forth. And new one to be launched next year is sustainability. So again, this is a very important future-oriented issue that no matter in what discipline, it would be very helpful for you to know more about how you can have that sustainability mindset in your scope of work. And then we have minors. So a lot of our students will have double major, major plus minor. We also have 2 degrees, so very flexible combination. But at the point of admission, say, wow, there are so many choices, so what should I do? We make it simple. So there are altogether 33 JUPAS choices, and 5 of them is school-based. If you, for now, have some broad area of interest, but you don't exactly know the minor differences between a few of the related fields, then maybe a school-based is a good choice for you. So you just need to know, okay, are you interested in business, engineering, or maybe science related? Science, we have 2 streams, stream A and stream B. Basically, stream A will be more in the physical sciences. If you are interested in physics, math, that will be stream A. If you're interested in biology, chemistry, life science, that will be stream B. So you can choose the school-based first, and then we also have department-based. So the School of Engineering, we have 6 departments. Each department often offers maybe 2 to 3 undergraduate programs. So if you know that, for example, you know that, well, I'm in general interested in mechanical and aerospace engineering, but I'm not quite sure whether I want to go to aerospace or mechanical, then you just apply to the department, okay? And then you can choose later. And we also have 22 programs and program-based admission. If you already know that, okay, I'm interested in quantitative social analysis, very specific, then you just directly apply to the program. So altogether, 33. But you don't have to worry, for those of you who enter through the school-based, department-based, your study progress will not be delayed. Because all the first-year students, regardless which route you come in, we have foundation courses, common core courses. So these are courses that everybody has to take. But you can take time to choose your major at the end of year 1, or in some cases, like in business school, maybe in the middle of year 2. So if you will still have the same progress with everyone else. So this year also one change. As we mentioned, we are very flexible. All the programs will have some space reserved for skill-based admission. But we observe that now, maybe with HKDSE, with the new curriculum already running for more than 10 years now, students are better prepared in terms of what they want in the university. So we adjusted the quota, so we are expanding the program-based admission quota for several of our programs. So if you want to directly apply to these programs now, for next year on, you will have more quota. Key dates, but for JUPAS, I think you should have created your application. Make sure the application deadline is December 3rd. And then there are some additional deadline. I would encourage all of you to make sure to submit your OEA, your SLP. Don't think that those doesn't matter. Of course, the HKDSE result is very important, but for HKUST, we do holistic assessment. So for all the programs, we all will have some percentage of the assessment based on your non-academic results. Requirement is very important when we talk about JUPAS strategy. Okay? You need to understand what program you choose. So for HKUST, you can think of 3 broad group requirements. One is minimal requirement that you need to meet. Second, some program might have a certain subject or interview requirements, so make sure that you are able to meet those requirements. And then third is overall, like I said, you have your extracurricular activities, leadership, other different talents. So minimum requirement, I think you're all familiar with the 332A33 for the core subject and 2 electives. But I want to highlight that for us, some of the programs for the engineering, science, and the business program, the math, we require 3. And for the business program and some of the interdisciplinary program, English, we require 4. So you can see that for us, we actually focus more on English and math. If you do well in those subjects, many of our programs will have higher weight, double weight, 1.5 weight for those HKDSE subjects. So this is something to pay attention. Okay, and then for the electives, all of our programs, the 33 JUPAS choices, selections based on best 5 principle. That means that we look at the best 5 subjects, and for the electives, we consider all the category A subjects. M1, M2, we count as a full subject. And for 2 of our programs, we will also consider category C, other language, as part of fulfilling the best 5. So this is something to pay attention. But then you might ask, well, but then I actually have additional electives. Would they count for anything? So we do have a best 6 subject bonus that I will talk about in a moment. This is something I also want to draw your attention. So this is the subject requirement I talk about. Many people might think that coming to HKUST, I have to be a science stream student. Actually, no. So of our program, only about half, 17 of our 33 program options require 1 science subject. And you can see these dots, okay, the details are in the brochure. That means that you have to have 1 of those to apply to these 17 programs. All the other programs, the business program, we have a lot of interdisciplinary program, does not have any subject requirement. It's fine if you don't have any science, if you don't have any business, that's okay. Any subjects can be counted as science. Okay. Interviews. 9 of our programs will require interview as part of the admission requirement. So if you are targeting one of these programs, make sure you come to our interview if you are invited. And probably you need to, I would suggest you put them in band A early on so that you have a higher likelihood to be invited to interview. For the other programs, interview is optional, but I would still encourage you to come if you get an invitation, because that's an opportunity for you to share about your extracurricular activities, about your interest in the applying discipline. But if you don't have interview, also don't have to worry. We will look at your OEA, your SLP, your application materials, whether you have joined our pre-university program, to also give the non-academic assessments. Scores, I think now you're familiar with, so for the counting for the single points, conversion, for level 5 and above, there is kind of a bonus. You can see that the conversion, 5 level 5 convert to 5.5 point, 5-star convert to 7, 5-star convert to 8.5. The 6th subject that I mentioned, so we appreciate students taking additional effort to learn additional subjects. So for the 6 subjects, whether it's Cat A, Cat B, Cat C, then we will have some bonus point figure. And the maximum bonus point will be 5% of that program's maximum program score. So it sounds a little bit complicated, but in your brochure, you can find the detail on page 8 to 11. But we make it easy by having an online calculator. This is something I highly recommend. So capture the QR code or you just search later HKUST JUPAS calculator. So this tool will help you. You just put in your subject, you put in your grade or expected grade before you get your result. They will automatically apply all the different weighting. Double count, 1.5, which one are the best 5, and then it will also give you the statistics for reference. What is the maximum score? What is last year's median score, lower quartile? So help you assess your chance for admission. So this is a very important tool. Some tips. Okay. So for HKUST, almost all of our students who get admitted to JUPAS is from Band A. So you have to make really careful choice in thinking what 3 programs you put in your Band A choices. In general, okay, what are the considerations? Program size, the quota size is one of the considerations. We have school-based, department-based, program-based. In general, school-based will have more quota. Department-based a bit less, program-based even less. And usually, program with high quota will have slightly lower minimum cutoff score. So then you will have higher chance to be admitted. So this is something to pay attention. And also to refer to past statistics. So we are very transparent. So we publish what is the last year, which means 2025 intake, median score, lower quartile for all our programs. And closer to the JUPAS DSE result, then we'll also publish expected score, that each of our programs we expect what score that you need to hit to be competitive. So all these are very important considerations. And for HKUST, if you are interested in us, I would suggest maybe within your Band A, for your A2 or A3 choice, put a school-based choice. So that will give you a higher chance to make sure that you can get here. All right, flexible arrangement, we continue to, we understand usually students, sometimes very good students, they might have slight performance dip in one of the cohorts, especially a lot of students are worried about, let's say, Chinese. And so what we do is that if you put our program in Band A, for those only Band A only, if you are missing the minimum requirement I talked about by 1 level in 1 core subject, but your overall program score, if you use our calculator, is at least equal to our last year's median, then we will still consider, you'll still be on our rank list. All right, so scholarships. I think this one, parents may be more interested in. Usually students are not paying tuition themselves. So we have just very simple number of stars. 5-star is 1 star, 5 double star is 2 stars. So if you have maximum number of stars, you get full tuition plus living allowance for 4 years. Okay. About half of the JUPAS students get scholarship. After this session, we have a session on the SEADES, School Nomination Direct Admission Scheme. For those who are interested, you can listen to the information there. This one, we also provide a $50,000 scholarship, and many of our programs are part of this nomination. Each high school has 2 quotas. Non-academic, so we really love students with diverse talent. So if you are a good athlete, okay, consider applying for our SA Student Athlete Admission Scheme. We have scholarship application deadline is January 8th. And you say, well, I'm not good at sport, but I have other talents. We have the Beyond Academic Admission Scholarship. This one, it can be anything. It can be esports either, okay, arts, leadership, surface. Application deadline also January 8th with $50,000 scholarship. And if you apply and get the scholarship, you will have bonus points for JUPAS admission. Alright, so that's my part. And so next, I'd like to invite one of our alum, just graduated last summer, to share her experience with you. So please, can you help me put your hands together to welcome Megan.
Thank you. So, my name is Megan. Big thank you to Professor Emily and you all for having me here today. So, just a brief introduction of today's sharing. I would like to divide it into 3 parts. First of all would be my JUPAS decision, how did I get into UST. The second part would be my life here, my university life here at UST. And the third part would be about career, which I believe the parents would be more interested in. Okay, so the first part is how I got into UST. I was actually from HKUST College, and then I took the DSE. My electives are physics, chemistry, and M1. So these are completely irrelevant with my major, which I got into global business directly from JUPAS. So why did I choose UST for global business? Because as you know, there's HKU, there's CUHK, which also has these business programs. So the decision-making process is actually really easy because my Chinese DSE results was really bad. It was like a 3. But my English and math was relatively better. And remember how Professor Emily talked about how UST value English and math? They doubled my weighting for English and math. So that kind of gave me an advantage over the other candidates. So from this point of view, I thought, why not go to a school that actually values my strength, which is HKUST for English and math. So that's the first reason. And the second reason is because I live in German, so it's really near to my home. But that's an extra thing. And also number 3, I think really important is for you to make your decisions, please talk to your seniors from your high school so they know that if this major or this school actually fits you as a person or if it's you for your career aspirations. But I would say UST in general is very accommodative for all kinds of students. Okay, so this is how I got into UST. And now moving to my second part of my sharing would be my life here at UST. So back then we only had 1 semester of guaranteed dorm, so you guys have a year, right? I'll have one semester. So even though I live in German, my entire year of my first year I spent in UST almost every day because I was so happy with my friends living at dorm. And I know how there are these myths about UST is very intense, there's no hall life, there's no personal life, but that is not true, I would say. It's about if you are willing to join these societies and these halls to get into different circles. And another thing I really liked about UST is how the mix between international and also local students. Because I came from a really local school, HKUST College, and we speak Cantonese, we do everything in Chinese. So when I need this comfort zone, I can find local friends in UST through societies, through my hall. But let's say if I want to practice my English, I want to meet some more international friends. There are a bunch of international students in your courses. Like if you scroll through the name list, there's Korean, Europeans, from the United States, all kinds of international students. So it's a really good mix of international and local students, and you get to choose who to play with whenever you feel like it. So I guess this is a really great comfort zone for me, as I don't have to force myself to play with international students when I feel like speaking Chinese. So this is about my daily life at school. And apart from these serious stuff, I also play basketball. So I represented UST in local competitions, in the Nigerian competitions, and I also went to Shanghai for national competitions. So there's so many opportunities here, and no matter where your interest lies in, I believe there is a team in UST that fits your interest, and you can meet a bunch of friends with similar hobbies. Okay, so that's hobbies and also U-Life. And now I want to talk about exchange. So UST actually provides 200 plus exchange partners, universities, from Peking Dahe to Zhou Ting Dahe Japan to different universities in Europe and America. There's so many for you to choose from. So for me, I really wanted to experience the life of a big campus life. So I chose the US because I felt like through all those Hollywood movies and dramas, the American university life is what I really wanted to try for once. So I went there for 1 semester. I went to University of Southern California, which is in Los Angeles, and the sports atmosphere was really, really great. So you know how they have Lakers and Clippers for NBA, they have Dodgers for baseball, and also LAFC for soccer. So all of these stuff, you see national or world-class stars on the streets every day. They even come to your school for talks. So I think the goal of exchange is to really bring your vision to a more global exposure. It's not only from academic point of view, but also in life, in sports, meeting celebrities, meeting people from even diverse backgrounds. Some of my classmates are from Mexico. Some of them are from Africa, which I believe is less seen in UST. So I really encourage all of you to go on exchange and choose the country that you genuinely have interest in. Don't only think about which university has good courses for you to transfer your credits, but really think about who do you want to meet in this world. So that's a really good. Oh, and also because you know how tuition is expensive in the United States, you don't have to pay for tuition for that semester. You only have to pay for your living costs that semester. So I thought a UST JUPAS tuition fee, which is like $40K, it's really cheap and smart choice in exchange for a $200K tuition fee in the United States. Right, so that's about my exchange semester at USC. Now, okay, so moving on to part 3. I want to talk about my career and about case competitions. So I actually chose a relatively traditional path of getting into a bank. So I'm currently working at an American investment bank in private banking. So I'm going to go through the steps of how I went from a completely business newbie in year 1 to where I am now. So in year 1, I joined case analysis team. So essentially, it's just like any other school team, but you don't play for sports. You play for case competitions. And case competitions is where a company gives you a problem. You and a team of four solve the problem. You do a business proposal, put it in a PowerPoint within 48 hours or so. So usually we don't really sleep during the 48 hours because we just keep running on the PowerPoint. And then the other day you present to the company CEO directly. So I've done these competitions from HSBC, Bank of China. Usually all of these local companies in Hong Kong, they would hold these case competitions for university students. So even if they didn't get into the school team to represent the school for international competitions, you can definitely join these local competitions. Because not only it's good for your CV, which you don't have anything on as a year 1 student, it also has really good cash prizes. Okay, so representing the school, I went to Hungary, Budapest, for an international case competition. And they would also invite universities from other cities, say Singapore, Denmark, and some of them from Amsterdam, the United States, Melbourne. So all of these global, worldwide universities come together and their ideas clash together, and then the judges, which is the CEO of the company, they would choose who they think has the best solution. So we actually got number 2, the first runner up, and it was a really crazy experience because I think Hong Kong education is really a blend of storytelling, but also the hard Chinese education. So you can see the Singapore universities, they are really informational. Their slides are so packed with words, and they just want to give you the best, all of the information they have. But the European students, they are more chill, their pace is more slow. So they took an approach as in, I want to do storytelling. I want to solve this problem from a perspective of a customer, not from an accountant, not from a financial guy. So you see all of these different stuff abroad, and UST really gives you a lot of opportunities to go abroad and see how different great minds clash together internationally. Okay, so that's about case competitions. And throughout case competitions, for my personal growth, how it really helped me is to present to you more confidently. And I can now take Q&A questions really, really well. So you know how speaking to a company CEO about the company, it's actually really stressful. Because now I can be really confident because I know more about JUPAS than you guys do, right? But speaking to a company CEO, he actually knows more than you do. So how to remain confident is one thing I think transferred really well when I did my interviews for banks. Because of course, the MDs, the bosses interviewing you, but we know a lot more about the business than you. So how are you able to be confident and show how competent you are? So this is really, really important. As in UST, it's not only about hard skills. It's not only about studying. It's not only about math. It's really about how you present yourself as a person and how other people perceive you. So translating this into a career, so all of these internships I did, I want to highlight that it's really hard to get a job right now. I completely get it. And it's getting harder and harder. But I think this is how UST come into play. So the first job is always the hardest to get because you have nothing on your CV. You're just an 18-year-old. No one wants to hire you. But a lot of startups you see at Atrium, they are only willing to accept UST students, or they would prioritize UST students because they know that what they've gone through in this school would build you as a really great candidate for their startup. So it's the number one source of jobs is your seniors, your school alumni from UST who actually founded a company and they're willing to take you into their business. So this is the first internship opportunity. And the second one would be the school's network. So a lot of big companies, big banks, say Swire, say HSBC, Goldman Sachs, they would give their job applications to UST and then they would send it to you through email. So why is UST important here? Because I think there's at least a 30% chance that the HR who looks at your CV is also from UST. And more than that, if you really go through the CV screening and then into the interview section, it's also very likely that your interviewer is from UST as well. So it's really about the reputation of the school and also the school's very, very strong alumni network. I'm not just talking about finance, but it's also especially in engineering and in tech consulting as well and everything. So UST has a really strong local presence here in Hong Kong. Right, so that's more about my career. And usually for business students, for our year 3 summer internship, that's when would you secure your graduate job offer. So I went to Goldman Sachs, the company I am right now, last year 3 summer. So I had a 10-week internship and it was really, really intense. But a lot of my seniors were actually from UST Global Business as well. So of course they gave me a lot of help. We had a really lot of catch-ups, coffee chats. So that's how I got through the 10 weeks and then the company gave me a return offer. So I don't have to do any job hunting for my entire year 4. I just have to go back after I graduate. So that's how I secured my job. So this is the entire progression for my life here from JUPAS to UST and then on to my career. So yeah, that's all about my sharing. Thank you.
I think our time is almost up. I think these are some photos that we can share with you. You can see she's playing basketball case competition in Budapest. That's pretty cool. So our time here is almost up. If you want to hear more talk, and we also have a lot of student booths, different workshops on campus. If you have questions, we have consultation in the art hall until 6 o'clock. Okay? And if you haven't already followed us on our Instagram, please do, and then we'll have more JUPAS related updates there. Thank you so much for coming. Hope you enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you.